Hi, welcome everyone. This is the studio for now. Eventually, it will get updated and cleaned and whatnot. I'm also trying to soundproof this one, but I mean, because I am moving to a bigger one eventually. But so I'd rather not waste the money now, sort of thing. But today it's just a simple video. Some people have been asking me what equipment do you use, but more in the terms of music. So all the musical instruments I play and whatnot. So I'm going to show you. Okay, this is my Ibanez 5-string. This one I use a lot for live shows and whatnot. And, I gig with this one quite a lot because it's reliable and I love that open B string. Oh my gosh. When you stood on a big stage that has like 10 subs underneath you and you just play that open B, poof, it feels amazing. I gotta show it off like a fish. Yeah. Okay, I'll get my recording base now. Alright, this is my Warwick Streamer, the standard. This one I've had for at least six years. I've had it for a long time, and I'll be honest, this bass has honestly been a godsend. I've recorded so many tracks with this bass. I've played gigs as well with it, and I will say it holds up pretty nicely. I think the thing that I love the most is the string gap, because it allows for slapping as well, and also the pickups. They sound like an active, but they're passive. It's interesting. Okay, now for the guitars. This guitar was my second electric that I ever bought. This thing I gig with on a weekly basis. You can see this thing is. You can see there's one or two, dents and whatnot and everything, but this is ultra reliable. This thing has been through the trenches. It's a through neck Ibanez RGA T62. Believe it or not, I never actually liked the racing stripe, but I don't know, this guitar just called to me. I've seen one other person have one. This is my Fender S guitar. It's actually not a Fender. You can see it doesn't have any markings. There's no barcodes. I got this from an old Tani that was just selling all her guitars, and apparently her father or something made it in the 70s or something. And these pickups, the Alinco 5s, I've never heard of them. They honestly sound quite great, and it's a typical Strat where the pickup selector just doesn't want to stay up. But I'm not a Strat player, but I do use this for some recordings. Believe it or not, I have used it for rock. I'm not going to say which track because I'll probably get slander. But yes, this guitar is quite good. Okay, still topic of old guitars. This one, same story. It's the Tani that I bought guitars from. This one, if I'm completely honest, it's a Frankenstein. The Floyd Rose just doesn't do it for me. Out of not all of the guitars, but this one does look the coolest. It's like a PRS shape. You can see even the headstock. Ooh, if I can get camera angles right. But you can see that Bully even made his own logo to go with his guitars. The thing is, when he made this one, the wood is too light, and so the Floyd Rose doesn't sit properly, and the gap that's carved isn't 100%. So I've had a lot of issues with this one. This one and me, we don't get along. I've honestly, even the pickups, they're so hot. I need a fix that with some solder or something. I don't know. But I mean, this guitar looks cool. I love the inlays. You know, this thing just looks stunning, especially that wood. I don't know. It does look nice. It just, I never really use it because yeah, it's a pain. Okay, this guitar was my first ever electric. I got this with that Rocksmith pack that came out 2014, and it's a Les Paul Junior. I haven't actually taken care of it that much. It's been just sitting, because I mean I don't play it that often. But you can see it's this guitar. It's good memories in this one, you know. I learned most of the songs I know today on this guitar. It's a brilliant guitar. I mean, it's one pickup, you can't go wrong. It's a humbucker, so it's good for that heavy stuff. Other than that, I mean, this guitar, I remember I used to put 9s on this. I didn't like the 9s, so I jumped from 9s to I think 11s, and my fingers started to really hurt. And then I went to 10s and then 9s again. I never learned. And at the moment, I think it's a hybrid pack. So it's the 52s on top. So it's that heavy sound to get that humbucker, you know, they're really getting out there. I use it occasionally, very seldom for some layers on heavier tracks. And then it's just basic 10s on the bottom. It's interesting. But yeah, I like this guitar. I've always liked the Gibson style and the Les Paul shape. Just never the weight. They're a bit too heavy for me. Yeah, that's why my RGA is. It's light. When you pick it up, you can hold it like this. It's awesome. But yeah, next guitar. The next one is good. Okay, so this next guitar. Well, you can see it. You can see it's an Ibanez. This guitar, to my knowledge, it costs a lot more than probably my studio gear. And it only got brought to my attention because a collector tried to buy it from me. And he gave me just a huge amount. I'm like, no, I just like it. Maybe one day I'll sell it for the right price, but I don't know. This guitar, it's an Ibanez Musician. And I know only a few of them are made, I think in the 70s or 60s. And what a weird guitar. So, obviously it's your standard treble boost at the top, rhythm at the bottom. But there's one in the middle. And the one in the middle does like a really weird mid-scoop. It's very odd. But then it gets even weirder. So like a normal Les Paul, for instance, you have all these, you know, volume, treble, mid, bass, whatnot. But then you get these switches. This switch, each switch is for each pickup. And then it's a low, so up is low, and then bottom is flat. But then in the middle, it's, I think, like highs or something. It is such a complex guitar. I would never play this live. There's just, because if you move one selector wrong, then everything just goes haywire. Then it'll sound like you're playing in a tin can, or you're playing in a silo. But you can definitely tell this guitar is old. I mean, it's a through neck, but all of this, that's metal. It's solid metal. It's like that cast like aluminium stuff. Then what's really weird is at the top, the nut. This is bone, like ivory, and then it's a brass piece of brass just underneath it to hold the strings. I don't know why, but I mean, there's hardware as well. It's tough. This guitar, apparently it's worth quite a lot. I I bought it and it stayed in this condition. I haven't cleaned it, nothing. So I'm a bit scared to, I'll be honest. But I will be honest, this guitar sounds good. Like I'll show you the amp in the corner now. With that amp, it's a tube amp. Yo, this thing sounds good. Okay, I almost did forget about my acoustic. This is the Epiphone EJ 200, I think. EJ something. This acoustic, it's actually, I think it's one of the best acoustics I've ever played on. Maybe second best. But I'll be honest, this acoustic it's gotten through a lot. I think I bought this one online. And I loved it ever since. It just felt natural. And I haven't actually used it on any tracks. But I'll change that. Maybe I'll record something tonight. Or when I'm on stream. Yeah, I mean, it's stunning. It does its job. It's got a pickup as well. The Fishman, I'm on two ups about that. It's good, but it's also gets annoying. But other than that, stunning. I mean, you can see it. Okay, it needs a bit of a clean, but stunning. Very nice. Drums. Okay, so at the moment, I have my drum kit. That snare over there is part of my drum kit. And then I have, you've seen on the Instagram and Facebook, Damien Pontuti. I have his snare. He's kind of just left it at my studio and it's mine now until he takes it back. But yeah, you can see it's got an Evans head, which is quite nice. This is a Tama Superstar. I mean, I'll be honest, with this Evans coated reverse dot head, wow, this head, it cracks. Not the actual head, the sound barrier. How many times have I've recorded the snare and the gain is almost at zero? Oh, sorry, infinity. I can't put mics on this thing. But saying that, with one overhead, this thing clips. So recording this snare, I mean, just talking now, I can feel the vibrations in my hand on the head. This snare it's phenomenal. I'll give it that, but it's loud. The way they've made it, and it's shallow. It's not the standard size. It's a bit shallow. Not piccolo, definitely not piccolo. But I'd say maybe another 2 inches and it'll be a piccolo. No, an inch and it'll be a piccolo. But yeah, this thing, it's good. Okay, before I do that snare, I just have a basic set of Zildjian CBTs Plus. You know, I mean, they do the job. You'll hear it in two of Funky Uncle Charlie's songs. But then, okay, I'm not going to touch them because they cost quite a lot. Damien's cymbals, he has A customs. Wow. And their latest song, I've recorded with that, and it sounds good. Crisp. But I mean, with these, you know, they sound good. I practice with them anyway. Yeah, would recommend. Okay. This is my snare. I have a Pearl Export series, but not the new fancy ones. This one I got off Facebook Marketplace for steal. It was a steal. And it's in relatively good condition. And I mean, the snare, I played, I think 3 or 4 gigs with this drum kit. Yeah, I think so. And the snare as well. And I'll be honest, it's holding out. And plus I rehearse on it quite often. And yeah, I mean, I think you can see by just that name. I think this was in the 90s that this kit got. I'll put a photo up of the kit. Probably me during a gig. But I also added one or two uh, customizations to it. Personally, I don't like alloy snares. It really just depends on the genre. Uh, Alloy I find goes really well with some rock, and maybe there's some R&B that you can do to an extent, to a very fine extent. I have heard an alloy snare on a funk fusion track before, and it sounded okay. But it really just, that's why I have a moon gel here, and I have this dampener, which I learned from Dave Weckl, who I saw on one of his live shows. He had this. I highly recommend it. This thing is wow, because as you hit the drum, it bounces up, and then it just captures. So you still get that ring, but then it stops the ring. So it's quite nice. Do recommend getting that if you're struggling with dampening and you don't have enough moon gels. But yeah, I mean, it's quite a deep snare as well. But the thing is, with the chrome, it also gets so dirty. But it's quite a deep snare. I'm not too sure exactly the measurements, but I mean, it's quite nice. I've got just some basic wires, nothing fancy. It's got quite a high tuning on it, or medium high tuning at the moment. But yeah, would recommend. Okay, I won't show all my amps, but this is my pride and joy. I got this from when I was still in a band when I was a teenager. This amp has 3 tubes. This amp has 7 tubes, my bad. I don't know why I said 3. I think 3 of them work. But this amp I've used on all tracks, all rock related tracks, because the warmth that it gives is just, it's amazing. It's heavy though. Good. You know, just when you think like, you know, gear is heavy to lug around for gigs, this is a lot of work. Yo. Now, this is a controversial topic because I want a sponsorship with Roland. I love Roland gear. Shout out to Roland, Kyle. You know who you are. Kyle, sponsorship, please. I love your gear. My Roland XP-S10. I bought this. Jeez. I can't even remember. I know it was on special when Tom's was still around in South Africa. I think this thing went for 8. I think I got it for like 4. It was honestly, it was a steal, and I love this thing. It's obviously, you can MIDI control it, so I basically use it as a MIDI controller. I occasionally actually use the synth, but it's not like a Moog, or it's not like a Korg or anything. So I mainly just use plugins, you know. But overall, very good. I like the Roland gear. I would like to get a sponsorship, please. Please. I'll be a good ambassador for Roland studio equipment. Just saying. Just saying. Putting that out there. Just putting that out there. Okay, now that we've got the musical stuff out the way, I'll do a separate video for, you know, studio equipment and everything. It'll be very tricky because I'm not going to move anything, so I'm just going to get images. Other than that, it's pretty bad. There's a fly in here, and I'm gonna take some deodorant and a lighter. Whatever burns, burns. Sorry. Good luck.